Ambassador, could you share with me what is CARICOM's position on climate change?
Well, this issue is extremely important for our region, the issue of climate change. As you know, we have long held the position that we must address the situation as it has begun to impact our region already. Some of the very, very critical issues that are facing us is the issue of global warming in particular, and what should be an appropriate target for us to try to achieve. We are currently experiencing severe climatic events in our region, so we know that climate change is upon us, and we certainly cannot leave here without some indication or some setting of a goal of seeking to achieve 1.5 degrees for the continued survival of our region of small island developing states. There's also the issue that we are currently experiencing, as I said, the loss and damage from these weather events. So we would also like to see reflected in an agreement such as this, the recognition of the principle of loss and damage, which is to be addressed going forward. And adequate financing must be provided so that our countries could, well, first and foremost, adapt, but also to address the issue of loss and damage. The special circumstances of small island developing states, we feel very, very strongly, must also be reflected within the context of an agreement coming out of Paris. We are here in full force, as you would have seen from earlier this week. A number of our prime ministers addressed the meetings. Two of our prime ministers have remained here and have engaged in some very, very meaningful bilaterals on behalf of the region. And our ministers have begun to come in, and they will take over in the sense of the political negotiations into next week. We feel we're very well represented. We have a cohesive and coherent position going forward, and we are negotiating in all of the realms that exist.
After Paris, what next?
Well, we have to see and ensure that this is implemented. One of the issues that we are trying to ensure is that there is going to be a review that also should be enshrined in the agreement. Periodic review every 5 years. Let's take stock of where we are going forward. There ought to be transparency in terms of the commitments that countries make to this. And I would hope that the commitments that the developed countries have made to provide financing are commitments that they will honor. And I dare add that such commitment to provide financing should not be tied up in all the bureaucratic maneuverings to access this financing. And we also feel very, very strongly that the vulnerability that our countries exhibit should be a major criteria for accessing those resources, and not per capita income. Already I've seen signs of some donors, some development partners, even when they're providing climate financing, are selecting who they provide the assistance to based on per capita income, and that is not something that we would like to see at all. As a matter of fact, we are dead against that. Climate change does not know per capita income. We are vulnerable, and the assistance must be provided on the basis of our vulnerability.
Are you hopeful?
Very hopeful. We cannot be engaged in this thing without being hopeful. There are a number of countries who share in various combinations some of the issues that we're putting forward. Of course, a negotiation is exactly what is a negotiation, and you have to seek to find compromise. We're seeking compromise across a number of countries. But I think we're here with the capacity to negotiate and a determination to succeed. And I think that will see us through to next week. Let's see what it brings next week, Friday or Saturday, when we rise from here.
Thank you.
Thank you.